What's up, Cancer? How y'all doing, man? It is time for your June 2025 main monthly reading. June 2025 for Cancer. So I just kind of want to jump right into this. For those of you who are in need of a personal reading, all the information on how to go about doing that is right down here in the description of this video. And don't forget, since this is technically being recorded in the month of May, my course for the month of May is still on my website. Okay, the May is my course on how to read the tarot. That'll be available all month long until June 1st. June 1st, that course goes bye-bye. That's still, to this day, my most popular course. I put that together 2 years ago, and it still does better than any of my other courses. But yeah, June 1st, I'm taking it off. So grab that up if you're interested. All right, let's jump into this. I want to start this off with the good old past person. Past person. Let's see if anything's happening in June between the Cancerian family and the past person. There we go. There it is. Boom. King of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, we got that Lover's card. Well, I'm not seeing any movement, honestly. Let's just go ahead and cut straight to the chase. Not really seeing any movement. Matter of fact, it kind of looks like there's a blockage here. But the connection's still strong as hell. I think that both of you, honestly, are still really weighed down by the intensity of this connection. But it doesn't really look like anybody's doing anything. Not really. Kind of looks like a silent, tense standoff. Walking away, not saying nothing. This person appears to not give a shit. We'll see how they feel about it here in a second. I don't know yet, but yeah. Now, I'm not seeing a whole lot of much of nothing happening, man. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Not really seeing much happening here. Fool reversed. 4 of Wands reversed. That don't look like much is happening. You know me, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not that reader that's just gonna keep telling you, your ex is coming back, your ex is coming back. I'm not gonna tell you that unless I see it. And if I don't see it, I ain't gonna say it. So, okay, well, let's see how they feel about you then. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? What's their energy look like towards you? What kind of person are they in general? 8 of Wands reversed. Empress reversed. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Well, Death reversed. Okay, see 4 of Wands reversed again too. So, okay. Whoops. There's the 8 of Cups fell on the floor too. Okay. So, yeah. They're walking away. But it's not really easy. It's not like they're walking away because, you know, they want to. Yeah, they're a lot more heartbroken about this than you know. No, they have not moved on. But for some reason, I don't really know why, they don't really truly believe that the two of you would ever actually be able to lay a solid foundation together. For some reason. I don't know why. Now, if you was to show up in their inbox, they know exactly what they would say to you. But, yeah, were you all on and off maybe? because Eight of Cups death reversed kind of feels on and offy. Whatever, I don't know. But for some reason, they just have no real faith in the survival of this connection. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, it is weighing on them. It does bother them. They just don't have any faith in it. Could be a Scorpio for some of you. Could be a fellow Cancer. Also have Aries, Capricorn, and Taurus. But, you know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right. Well, then let's just get the advice then. What's the advice? What is the advice? What's the advice for Cancer with the past person? Nine of Wands reversed. Whoops. Six of Wands, man, look. Judgment. Okay. So you may not see it right now. You may not see it right now, but the universe is doing you a favor. Especially those of you who have been on and off with this person. If you done been on and off with this person, trust me, the universe is doing you a favor. But even if you haven't, those of you who haven't been on and off with this person, this is all it takes to create an on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, and on and off, and on and off. Like, this is what it takes. This energy right here is what manifests into those on and off situations. And I think you have a much higher calling waiting for you to step in and answer that higher calling later on down the line. And you don't see it right now. It's not quite time yet. You're not even a vibrational match to answer that higher calling. But trust me, sometime between now and 2030, and I'm just stretching it out that long just because you never know, but at some point in the next 5 years, could be next week, could be next month, could be next year, could be fucking 5 years from now. But in the next 5 years, you're going to look back and realize there's no fucking way you ever could have brought this person with you to the next level. You'll realize that when you get there. You're going to look back on this and be so thankful that the universe wouldn't let you take this person with you. Because it wouldn't be possible. By the time you make it to the next level, you're going to be such an unrecognizable version of yourself that you wouldn't even be able to carry on a conversation with this person. That's how much you're growing right now. And you may not even realize how much you've grown. But I mean, by the time you step all the way up to the next level, when that time comes, I promise you, if you tried to talk to this person, you wouldn't even be able to carry on a conversation with them. So, I hate to say something cheesy like trust the process, but I can't really think of anything else to say for a situation like this. I tell you what I always do. When I'm in situations that are going against what I have planned, when things aren't working out the way I want them to, and no matter how hard I fight, the universe fights back harder. Eventually, I step back and say, all right then, universe, dude. All right, obviously, you don't want me fucking doing this. So whatever. Just do your thing then. It's up to you now. You take the fucking wheel. You take the wheel, universe. If I fucking run into a brick wall, it's on you. Because I done tried everything I can. If you want me to run into a brick wall, then fuck it. Run me into the damn brick wall. And I never run into the brick wall, you know? I always end up looking back like, oh, that's why the universe didn't want me doing that. Okay. And every time it involves another person, I always end up seeing, oh shit, the universe heard conversations that I wasn't hearing. The universe saw ulterior motives that I didn't see. Every time, every time, every time, every time. Not sometimes, not most of the time, every single time. Every time. All right, take that and do with it what you will. We're going to shift gears now. Now let's see what's going on with the singles and the person that you're interested in. Let's see what's happening in June. What's happening in June between the single Cancerians and your love interest? What's happening in June? Single Cancers and the person you're interested in. The most common card to come through this particular reading. What's my phrase that goes with this card? What's my little phrase for this card? Throwing in the white towel. Just seems like that card comes through for everybody month after month after month after month. Throwing in the white towel. Giving up on this situation. Saying fuck it. Emperor reverse. Some of y'all dealing with an Aries. Ooh, wow. This is a little bit more specific than my comfort zone normally likes to read for a general reading, but telling me for a lot of y'all, this person's probably, it's telling me that it feels like this person's about to get back with an ex. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Maybe they're stringing you along and you don't know why. And then you end up seeing somebody tagged one person in a post, and in the same post you see them hanging all over their ex or something like that. You know, not saying that's exactly how it's going to happen, but you know that type of energy. You know, when you're interested in somebody and then, you know, they never even mention this person, then you find out, oh shit, through the grapevine, you a lying sack of shit. That's a very specific message coming through here. I'm trying to generalize it, but that's real specific. Let's just generalize it by saying there's somebody else in the mix here. But all this energy has past person written all over it. But you know what it's also telling me is that some of you have been ignoring the red flags. Like, for example, maybe you see that their ex is always liking they posts and shit. Always giving little hearts on they posts and shit. You always see that. And you ignore it. You don't want to think about it. Like, why in the fuck? I'm going to tell you what. If I was talking to you and I was interested in getting with you, and everything I put on social media, my ex was putting a heart under it, I'd fucking block him if it was me. Be like, I don't want my new love interest seeing this shit. Are you kidding me? That's fucking shady looking. Quit liking my shit. What are you doing? Block? I would, because that looks bad, you know? Anyway, let me see how this person feels about you. This is getting a little too specific. I'm trying to generalize it. It's hard. How's this person feel about Cancer universe? How do they feel about you? tell you what, I got the Seven of Swords here and the Seven of Cups, or I'm sorry, Seven of Wands, which indicates to me that there's something they're not being honest with you about. Something. I'm trying to generalize it. I'm trying not to be too specific, but I think there's definitely something probably regarding their past that they're not being 100% honest about. There's definitely somebody else in the mix here. Let's just put it to you like that. Something they're not telling you. Something they're keeping secret. And not only are they not telling you, but for some of you, they're out and out lying about it. So I'm not seeing anything here that indicates that they are connected to any new person emotionally at all. Matter of fact, I think this person's afraid to commit to anybody new. Tisk, tisk. Well, let's get the advice on this then. Since we got that Ten of Swords as the very first card that jumped out, what's the advice? What is the best advice? Death card. Blom, blom, blom. I mean, that's what it said you're doing anyway. So I guess for those of you, the assurance. Because, I mean, I do get questions about that type of thing very frequently, you know. I'll probably say that that's on my list of top 10 most frequently asked questions. You know, like I've been on and off with this person for 5 years, or this person's been stringing me along for 6 months. Should I walk away from this? I get that a lot. And 99.9% of the time, the answer is deuces. Deuces. You shouldn't have to wait around that long to find out where a connection with someone is going. Have you ever met a real, legitimate pair of divine life partners? You ever met one of those couples? Not just a couple that's been together for a long ass time. There's a big difference. I'm talking about a real pair of divine life partners. When I say that, I mean like one of those couples that has that kind of relationship that's like the closest thing that you could imagine that fairy tale love to be in real life. They're kind of rare and hard to come by, but if you ever get a chance to meet one of those couples, ask them to tell you the story about how they came together. You know what they won't say? Well, I had to chase them down and beg and chase and beg and chase and beg, and then they strung me along for 6 months, and then we broke up and got back together, and then they left and went and fucked their ex, and then came back, and then I left and went and fucked my ex, and then we got back together, and we were on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. You don't hear that horse shit with two divine life partners. Take that, think about that for a little bit, and do with it what you will. All right, let's see who's due to come in next for the singles. Who's the next soul contract that's actually due to come in for Cancer? Who's the next person coming in? Why does this always come through? Why does this always come through? This is an interesting depiction of this card, but that's the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is not somebody that you want in your life. You're going to be tested. You're going to be tested. I would have to say that with the singles and your love interest, the most common card is the Ten of Swords. And with what's due to come in next, the most common card is the Seven of Swords. And that's a test. If a liar is due to come into your life, meaning that's part of your contract. That's part of your life path, is for you to connect with somebody that's going to lie to you and play games with you. Why would that be? Why would you set that up for yourself? It's a test. You know why you're being tested? Because it's time to level up. That's why. There it is again. Okay. So your intuition is being tested. Your emotional independence is being tested. You're being tested on multiple different levels. Several different levels. Probably one of the very first things that you're going to notice is that it just does. I got the 4 of cups here. Other than that, though, I don't have any cups on the table. Oh, I got the 6 of cups reversed. 4 of cups, 6 of cups reversed. I ain't got no Ace of cups, Page of cups, Knight of cups, King of cups, Queen of cups, 10 of cups. Nothing indicating an emotional connection here at all. Matter of fact, the King of Swords is arguably the most emotionally detached man in the tarot, at least. So that's probably one of the first things you're going to notice, is this person seems very cold, distant, closed off, and detached. Good communicator. Oh, damn, this person probably got the gift of gab, man. Good communicator. Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, but cold. Ice fucking cold. And that probably makes you feel a little bit uneasy. And then shortly after that, you start noticing this battle between ego and intuition, right? Because this person's such a good fucking communicator. We could sit and talk and carry on conversations all fucking night, but it's hollow, it's empty. Am I just tripping? We can have good conversations, entertaining, stimulating, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with, a person that can communicate good. But when it doesn't go deeper than that, it's hollow, it's empty, then that's when the battle between ego and intuition comes in. And you start feeling a little bit restless and uneasy. And it's kind of reminding you of something from your past. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. King of Cups reversed, see? King of Swords upright, King of Cups reversed. All right, well, okay. Well, when you're being tested, I can't really go too deep into it because it's a test. I can't give you all the answers when you're being tested. Let's just get the advice. What's the advice for the single Cancerians? What's the advice? Ooh, Emperor reversed. Oh, yeah, and the Queen of Wands. All right, well, set your boundaries, man. Set your boundaries. Make sure that your boundaries are understood and respected. Okay? Make sure they're understood and respected. Matter of fact, I personally argue that is one of the easiest ways to determine whether or not you should be fucking with any new person, friend, lover, anybody. Set a boundary. Set some boundaries. That can usually, it's not 100% accurate. It's about 90% accurate. 90% of the time, you can get a real good read on somebody's intentions by setting boundaries. See, a person who has good intentions, a clear conscience, and a clean heart will respect your boundaries, even if it doesn't benefit them. A person who's trying to manipulate you will not respect your boundaries at all. They'll do everything they can. First off, it'll start off very covert and clandestine. Little backhanded compliments, little snide remarks and shit, to try to bend you and, start tugging at your emotions and guilt tripping you a little bit and shaming you a little bit. And when that doesn't work, they start ramping it up and ramping it up and ramping it up and ramping it up. And you see, a manipulator's worst nightmare is somebody who can't be manipulated. And the harder they push and the harder they twist and the harder they bend and they don't get no reaction out of you, then that's when they blow up and act a fool. They'll expose themselves. They'll blow the fuck up. And that tells you everything you need to know. Tells you everything you need to know. So, trust me, I think on the other side of this, though, if you pass this test, man, you got blessings waiting on you that most of you don't even truly believe is possible. Like, a lot of you are at this point where you're becoming so jaded and so disillusioned by the idea of true love that some of you just are kind of resigning to the idea that maybe it's just not for you. But trust me, it's coming. Right on the other side of this little test. Don't worry, you're not tested with anything that you haven't been through before, okay? All right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Cancerian family needed to hear, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget the information for personal readings is right down there in the description. And also don't forget my course for the month of May is my course on how to read the tarot. Since this is being recorded in the month of May, that course will be available on my website until June 1st. June 1st, it goes bye-bye, all right? So don't forget to check the description of the video for personal readings, my social media, anything else you need to know, all right? Right down there in the description. All right, I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.